All right. We just got live here. Just hanging out in the workshop. Going after dinner. Just gonna continue with some work and some paint. I thought we'd do a little live. I think it's actually a couple of years ago since we've done a live, but we'll wait a little bit. We have one person so far. See if we have some others who join. See if I can get a new phone here. See if I can figure out the chat. See how that works. Maybe this won't really work at all. We'll see. All right. We'll wait a little bit, see if any more want to join in. I know it's a little last minute, but the video plan for today didn't really work out as it should. I ended up working on other things. So I thought, oh, hi, Ruth. Perfect. Chat is working. That is great. So yeah, we're going to wait a little bit. And I thought we'd just do a little walk around here, show what's going on. We actually have couple of days we'll have a new car reveal as well, so there's some really fun things. Okay, we have 12 people here in chat now. Hi Rudolph there. So yeah, for those just joining, this will just be a little workshop hangout. I think I forgot to check. I was going to check, but I think it's almost 2 years ago since we've had a live. And well, I picked up a new phone. It has a really nice new camera, so I thought, we'll do a live on it. I don't have any Wi-Fi or anything out here, so it has to be a phone for me to do a live at least. And behind me, you see some parts of an IRS painted, which got first coat, and second coat might happen tonight or tomorrow. We'll see. That's for the Fern Gray XJ Coupe that I have here in front of me. We're going to have a look at that in a little bit. It's all coming together really nicely. Front suspension is pretty much all apart, or the worst part is done. The springs are taken out, and it's getting a Simply Performance fast row kit, lowering kit, and all of that. So that should be really good. But yeah, this is a live hangout, and it's a lot sort of dictated about what you guys want to see. If you have any questions, so just write down there in the chat if there's anything you're wondering about or you want to see. Yeah, that we have here going on in the workshop. And for those of you just joining, I'm not sure if it'll be tomorrow or the day after, but we're actually picking up a new car, and we're saying goodbye to one member of the fleet and picking up a new member. So it should be fun. We're sort of changing around the dailies, at least my wife's daily, changing around a little bit. And I think you guys are gonna like what she's picking up. And yeah, it is. Yeah, hi John. Yeah, we're doing it live here. Just a fun live little hangout. It's been a long time. So yeah, it will be a new car reveal. I can show you guys here a little bit what's been going on with the XJ Coupe. This is just covered from when I painted the engine bay. Not sure did I show you guys when I painted the engine bay? I don't remember. But the engine bay is painted, and I think that looks rather nice. But I've taken apart most of the front suspension. I have a little bit left to do, but I've taken the springs out, and I'm going to remove the upper and lower ball joints and what's left to do. And then I have these bushes down here on order. I thought I had some in stock. I have the top ones, and then this will all get taken apart, painted, new shocks, continue painting the front subframe and doing all of that. And then one of the big reasons we're doing is it had wire wheels, if you remember, and now it's going to be regular wheels as it should be. So new wheel bearings and everything going in there. So hopefully, I think next week, front suspension should be back together, and then rear suspension really soon as well. We have the cage down here, first coat of paint, and then we have this up here. Actually, my wife was helping me out a little bit. Did a great job. She did all the degreasing and everything, and did the first coat of paint and all of this. She really likes painting. I think that turned out really great. is ready for second coat. We'll see. Might be later tonight or a little bit later. But yeah, you guys who are in the chat here, let me know if there's something you wonder about on the channel, or I don't know, something I haven't done many lives on here. I've always wanted to do a little bit more of them, but it's always hard to figure out what to do a live off. So I think I'll try one, and then you guys sort of decide. Write in the comments what you want to talk about, what you want to have a look at. Oh, hi there from Valence Pod. Hi, Patrick. Nice to see you there. So we're just hanging out here in the workshop. But it is, we have really light, light, I mean, as in weather-wise. It's usually really nice summers here, and it's light until late. But now when we're in fall, it's already getting dark now by 8, a little bit outside. So can't possibly have a look at too many things outside, but we could I think we can open up the door here a little bit and have a look. So one big update, some cleaning things there, is this sign that you guys have seen a lot is finally up. And I haven't fixed the lighting in it yet, pulled in the cables for it, but there's supposed to be lights inside. I haven't opened it up yet. So I'm going to do that before it starts to get too dark here in the fall. And it looks really nice, I think, lit up. So maybe get working what's in there, or I don't know, maybe put some LEDs in there or something, but just have it so it lights up at least at night. And I think it looks nice here on the entrance to the workshop. Yes, John, the chassis lights on the sides there are usually our body color, and they will be body color there. I just put some rust preventative on top of that, and then I'm going to mask it and spray that body color, or I'm going to have the customer decide if he wants a body color or not. I like it this way, but he can decide, just because it's the finish down there is not as nice, and I think it could be a good thing to decide. Have I been involved with an S-Type R? Not too much, really. Done a couple services and things on them. Involved with the supercharged engines quite a lot, both in Range Rovers and in XJRs and things. But not too much in the R. S-Type Rs are really cool. I like them, especially in black. I think they look really, really good. I think most of them were black or are black. So, but I wouldn't mind working on S-Type R. They are they're very, very cool. Very underrated cars. Because you have the S-Type, which handles really, really well, has such a nice chassis, and then you have that fantastic engine. So, yeah, it makes for a really, really good car. Other than that, we have the XJ12 there. Waiting on some parts on that. The exhaust is on order now. Drained the fuel tanks. I think we're gonna run with them. They look pretty good inside. So just clean them out a bit. They actually don't look too bad. You have to think it was parked before ethanol and anything like that. So yes, it has old fuel in it, but it seems to have not ruined the tanks, which is good. But of course, I have a new pump, and all that needs to be changed for it. But other than that, over here in the corner, we have the engine ready to go in. Unfortunately, I got the clutch for it, but I've been told I should get the correct clutch next week, and then the engine can actually go in. And up there, on top of that spare, the V12 for another project, are the new bumpers for the car, which I'm really I'm looking forward to fitting them, because they are the stainless ones from Vietnam. They look fantastic. It looks really, really good, and I hope they fit well. It looks fantastic, so hopefully that fits really well. Let's see, we have some questions here. My 3.8 S-Type going. Well, yeah, it is going. I had some plans for it going to a body shop, but I've changed my mind a little bit on that body shop. So I'm actually hunting for another one, or I'll have to end up doing it myself. I don't know. It's hard to find a body shop that I feel like I trust 100% to get the finish I want. Definitely not looking for perfection or anything, but at least I want it to be good and I want to be able to afford it. So it's a balance between being able to afford it and it not being a hack job. So other than that, yeah, it is. It's one of those projects I said I don't mind if it takes a long time. It's a dream car I'm building, but yeah, it is definitely going. Let's see. Mark had a question there. Uh, yeah, looking at the connectors for the tanks. Yeah, we can look at that. It is not exactly the same on a Series 2, but it is very similar. So we can, of course, have a look at that. Um, if you have a strong petrol smell, it's probably the hoses back there. I replaced them, and I've had really good success using Gates hoses, just their regular fuel injection hoses. I think it's 12 millimeters and 8 millimeters hoses, if I remember correctly, or maybe 15. But they're really standard sizes. And whenever I replace that, the smells always go away for customers. And it's a bit of a pain because even if you drain the tanks and everything, you will spill fuel in the boot. So remove everything, all the trim in the boot, so it doesn't smell. And then I lay out a bunch of towels, old towels, of course, down there. And then have that soak up the petrol and then just throw them outside, so they can, you know, you just go off into the atmosphere, I guess. Yeah, the stainless steel one should be really nice. I think so too because modern chrome just doesn't work that well, and the cost of rechroming the front and rear bumpers on this car would have been ridiculous. So I think. Um, Yeah, like I said, the boot ones they usually don't get as worn out as the other ones, but yeah, uh, replace them. They usually split, and sometimes fuel smells. If it's more of a smell in the cabin than in the boot, it could be. I can show you on this car actually. It's not exactly the same on a Series 3, but it's similar. You see these lines here? These are vents for the tanks. And don't ask me why. I don't really know why they go up here, but they do. So if you have, but these are hard lines. But if you have some rust or something, they rust through, you will get fuel smell in the car, not in the boot. But most likely you don't have that. But that's just a good thing to know. That they go up there. I don't really know exactly why, but they do. So yeah, some of my projects, yeah, they've taken a little bit of a back burner. That's just because when I started them, I had no plans on doing this for a living. I was working in IT, doing something completely different. But now, doing this for a living, it does mean that I do prioritize that at the moment. Working on another car, but I still try to get some content going for you guys, and that should be really good. Now September with some fun things coming up. I'm actually going to, if all goes to plan, I will be traveling to the UK in September and doing some filming there and stuff. So that should be really, really fun. And I'm really looking forward to that. First time going back to the UK since I've had the channel. So really, really looking forward to that. Just I'm in the midst of actually in the middle of buying tickets and booking the hotel and things right now. So I'll reveal everything once I know that it's really booked, but just working out that right now. And just repeating myself for those who've recently joined, probably tomorrow or the day after, we're actually picking up a new car. Or not new, but new to us. My wife is going to have a different daily. She currently dailies a Range Rover, and now in the summer she's driven the MG a bit. She is a little sick of the Range Rover's fuel consumption. I can understand that. She drives a lot more than I do. She probably drives 2 or 3 times as much, mileage over a year than I do, just because she actually commutes to work, which I don't. So it adds up. That fuel bill is pretty massive on the 4.2 supercharged. However, I don't really want to get rid of that car. I absolutely love it. I think it's a perfect winter car, especially if you've seen the winter videos up here of the kind of snow we get and the roads, and we're out in the middle of nowhere. So I made a deal with her. I said, all right, well, I'll buy you a new car. You pick something that you want, fuel efficient or not new, not brand new. We'd never buy a brand new car, but a new car for you, and I get the Range Rover. So that is the deal. So the Range Rover will be my winter daily. When it's just too much snow and too much salt and stuff on the roads to take the XJ6 out, and it's been great in the winters here. Really good heat as well. Heated seats, heated steering wheel, heated front windscreen. It has a lot of nice options. It only has one winter issue, but we're gonna try and fix it. Sorry. In certain circumstances, if it's been mild during the day and then the sun's been on the car and then condensation, I think, forms inside the door handle and it freezes quickly overnight like it does here on top of the mountain, the outer door handle will freeze. So if you pull the outer door handle, the latch will open, the door will open. However, you won't be able to close it again because the door handle or the cable to the door handle freezes in that position. However, once the car warms up and you get some heat on it, it closes no problem at all. Also, on those mornings, the workaround is to go into the passenger side, crawl across and open the door from the inside door handle. That always works. So it's something with the outside door handle or the cable from it. So we'll have to investigate that. That's really the only winter issue with that car. No, John, it's not for spare stay. It's for something. It's gonna be for something else. It's actually with some other people from YouTube and things. So it should be really, really fun. I do want to go to spare stay someday, really badly. Or there's so many things I want to go to. Go to Goodwood and things I've never been to. But this is something I'm excited to go to, and I will bring you guys along. We'll be filming, of course, and doing all of that. Trying to think what else we have going on. Yeah, you can see here. I need to put away some parts tomorrow. These are the old hubs from the car. So the coupe here, so those are ones for the wire wheels, and I've found a set of other hubs and have new bearings, same thing. So the hubs will be rebuilt, and here are the front ones. So that will be rebuilt again, but the brake discs are just a little surface rust from sitting, but they're pretty much brand new. There's no lip or anything on them, so they're all good. And of course we have the little shop dog. He's always with me out in the workshop, just hanging out here. Yes, good revival is a must. I do want to go sometime, but this we'll do a proper announcement of the whole trip in the next week or so, I think. What else are we working on that's sort of interesting? Well, I mean, it's just the painting stuff now going on. Any more questions from you guys? Things you're wondering? Yeah, we had the question about the S-Type, but yeah, it's the forever project. It's not forgotten. I keep buying parts and things for it, but I just need to work on the first things. And we're past 6 months now, but it's been the first 6 months of running a business full time. So I've just been trying to work as much as I can, put money aside, do things like that. And of course, a big project like that costs quite a bit. And, try and have a little bit of a buffer on the side for doing other things, still have small kids and all of that, and a lot of responsibility. A lot rides on the success of my business, the workshop, and YouTube and all of that, just now that it's all what I do for a living, which I'm really, really grateful for you guys for watching and everything. It really means a lot. And a lot of the names I see in the comments and the chat, I know have watched since pretty much day one. I'm really, really terrible when it comes to names and things, but a lot of them I do recognize and I see the comment every week, so that's really, really cool to see. Other than that, yeah, not really too much going on here. We're like I said, wife is very excited about that new car coming up, and it's well, we can say it's actually a Jag. It'll be her first Jag, so that's really exciting, and it's the newest car that we've ever owned. So that'll be fun as well. It has everything that she sort of looks in a car: an automatic transmission, pretty powerful engine, but still pretty good on fuel. Um, and she wants Bluetooth connectivity, so you can listen to music or podcasts and audiobooks from her phone, and yeah, just basically everything else. A pretty good family car, so that's gonna be fun to pick up if everything goes well. That happens the next couple of days, I think. And yeah. Huh. Someone said pretty sure to watch every single video before they bought the 1980. That's really fun. I've actually had today a couple of people call me from because I'm on the board of the Swedish Jag Club. So in that, please don't look it up if you're not a member. But in the member magazine, there's my phone number. So yeah, I just said that, but please don't look it up if you're not a member. And I've had some people call me and just ask questions about their cars, and also said that they watched every single video. And it's so I'm still not used to it. I've had people come up to me in the car part at the grocery store being like, "Are you that guy from YouTube? I've seen your videos," because they'll recognize the car. I guess usually I'm always driving the XJ6. I think you need to update by the end of the year by the mileage I put on that, because this year is a lot on it. It's running so sweetly at the moment, and after that long trip, I really just feel like I'm treating it like a modern car because I trust it 100%. And it's just get in and go, check the oil twice a week, and the water. And that's pretty much it. It just it's on the button. It always goes. It doesn't overheat. It doesn't do anything weird. New alternator is great, and it's just so much fun to drive. And now I think the fuel gauge works on the other side. I'm down to half a tank. Remember, we filled it up on the right on Friday, down to half a tank there. So we'll see if I run out. I have more than half a tank on the left side, so it's always a spare. All right, thanks, John. Nice to chat to you as well. And yeah, some people say Alan. I don't know. I've always had that as well. People confuse my name with Alan, especially Starbucks and things like that. It's always one of those things. Yeah. This I was getting ready to actually put really close with the IRS in here. However, last minute, the owner decided he wants a different diff, and I'm going to try and get hold of him tomorrow, figure out when that diff is arriving. It's something he bought, and he said he's having it checked out. I have no idea. It'll be a 307 instead. And that means that's why I started on the front suspension as well. I like to usually just work on one thing at a time, but now I started to do the front suspension just because I don't feel like I can wait for the diff to continue putting it together. Also, the car was supposed to go to start getting polished in areas that will be covered by trim and things like that in the middle of this month. But I've actually managed to talk the polishers into coming here instead and working on the car, just because it won't be able to roll by then. Just because if we're reusing the same diff, that would have been painted now as well, and we could probably put it together this weekend and get the IRS back in, but not with that. All right, thanks, Mark. Thanks for you checking in. And we have Kevin Mercer. Hi, everyone. It's nice to see. So far, I'm just seeing a lot of names I've recognized from all the comments, which is really nice. Also, there will be a little bit of workshop reorganizing in the near future. I helped my parents clear out a relative's old house, and there were some shelves and things, I think, which would go up into a storage space that you guys have never seen on the channel in this building, but just all the way at the end of the building. I have a couple of rooms up there where I keep parts. Someday we might go up there and have a look. It's not like it's messy, but it's a lot of parts. So more shelves for that is really good. And then there was just a big organizer thing with drawers and things, which I think will go somewhere in here because you can always use more stuff. Hi, Paul. Thanks for checking in. It's a lot of stuff. Now that I have this coupe, I have a Daimler double six coupe in pieces. I have my S-Type in pieces and my XJS. So I got 4 cars in pieces, all in boxes up in storage. So it's starting to get a lot of things. And those of you who like restoration projects, I just had a good customer of mine. You remember the guy who had the XKR here? We fixed some things on it, and he has XJS here as well before, which he sold. He bought a project, and he only bought it because I said I'll put it to get back together for him. And it's the manual XJ6 Series 1 4.2. And he wants me to put it back together. He bought it like that in pieces. So that will be arriving next spring. I told him March, April. And by then, at least, I mean, this coupe should be gone long before then. And if everything goes well with the Daimler double six coupe, it should be pretty much nearing the end of what it needs by then, if everything goes well. Because it should be coming back actually from paint next month, I think. And then that will be a good sort of next project to start on, at least start ordering parts while I finish the last on that Daimler coupe. So yeah, that does mean that we get a little bit less time for personal projects, but I'm going to try and work that in a little bit more. Try and set aside 1 day a week to do that, to work on my own projects. At the moment, I'm just every day working on customer cars, but try and do that and sort of continue to get things going. I have some ideas for a Christmas special as well, which, well, it's messy over here, but I'll show you guys. If you remember that black XJ40, Daimler XJ40 I bought, well, it had a bad engine. Look what's sitting over here. It's a good used 3.6 engine. So it should be going in that car, and I really want to do that as a Christmas special. Get that in there, and just doing the bare minimum that the car needs to get back on the road. And these cosmetic things, but we can do that later. But just going through the brakes, replacing the engine, and replacing the master cylinder. I got one of those as well. It should be fun. Oh, is someone watching all the way from New Zealand? I'm helping fixing the XJ6 Series 3. That's really fun. Yeah, I'm not sure if I probably told this story a couple of times, but the channel, it did not start with the goal of doing what I do now. I had no intention on working on other people's cars or doing big projects on YouTube. I just wanted to help people out with problems with these cars, mostly XJSs, mostly V12s, mostly XJ6s, things like that. Just because I saw a lot of information on, that was really when all the Facebook groups started coming up, and there was so much information that was just wrong and bad and not helpful. And I thought, you know what, so my idea was just to make these videos and then be able to link them in those Facebook groups. When someone asks a question, someone asks, well, how do I replace the plugs on my V12? And I can just link the video. That was sort of the idea at first, but then it grew into something else, which I'm really, really happy. That's thanks to you guys watching. Oh, hi from Portugal. AMA Racing. That's nice. It's nice. I may actually be going to Portugal in the fall. Not getting too personal, but my parents actually live there, and might go and visit them in the fall. Usually don't see that many Jags around there. See some Land Rovers and things, but should be fun. What else do we have going on here? Not too much really. It will be really fun to put on the Fast Road kit things on here. Getting that all set up and painted. Well, not the fast forward kit, but all the other things around there nice and painted, and then getting it sort of all back together. But I think I'll take a couple last questions if you guys have anything. Otherwise, I think we're gonna call that it for this live. It was really just trying to figure out if it works well on my phone or not, and it seemed to. And my old phone was really terrible. The microphone didn't work very well and things on it. So once I picked up this phone, I thought we'll do more live. So maybe we'll do, I don't know, maybe we'll decide like once a month or once every other week or something. Just set up a time that we will do lives. It won't take away from other videos, but just today it does. But that was just things did not work out with that video. I ended up taking a customer car sort of in between things. That it was just a fast 4 hours on a day in my double six today, and I was supposed to film another thing for you guys, and that just didn't work out because I was working on a customer car, and it was nothing really too interesting to film. It wasn't running right. Timing was way off. It was the slowest Stanley double six I've ever driven. Now it's really good, and it has some small electrical issues and things, and went through that, and it seems to be working fine. And Amy Morrison is from north of Portugal, and you have a Jag. Oh, that's nice. My parents, they live in the south of Portugal. John, having driven a manual back in the early 70s. Yeah, the manuals, they are pretty heavy on the clutch, I will admit that. But a lot of people really, really want them. I agree. I find that the XJs, they do really well as autos. I think even the 3 speeds, they're good. I mean, it could be nice with another gear or so, but for instance, I have a Borg Warner 66 in my XJ6, and it shifts so smoothly. You can't even feel when it shifts, and it's nice. And that's sort of just a relaxing driving style. Manuals are fun for certain cars, but then, like for instance, I want my XJS to be manual, but that's just something else. Yeah, the right-hand drive XJ12C. Yes, I did see that one for sale, and if it was sold, or I'm not sure, because I had a guy who called me today, and he was asking me questions about a right-hand drive V12 coupe. So I was wondering if it was that one or if it was another one. He asked what I usually did when I try to get them going again after they've been sitting. So I told him I have countless videos of getting these V12s going. So just have a look at those, and I usually go through most tips of what works and what doesn't work. But yeah, that's also something I'm looking forward to a lot. Setting some time aside to my V12 coupe. That is such a solid car, and I do not want to restore it. Just kind of run it as it is. So just do the bare minimums to get it on the road, because I think it deserves to be on the road. It's been off the road since 1988 or 89, and that's just way too long. It needs to be out there. So in a perfect world, I want it running next year, just because it'll be the 50th anniversary of the XJ Coupe, and that car will be 50 years old, and it'd be nice if it'd be out, even if it's not perfect, but if it's just back on the road, at least running under its own power, that would be all. And then there's a lot left to do on it probably, but if you just do that, that'd be really, really fun. But yeah, the dog here fell asleep. He's a rehomed Pomeranian. She wasn't such a big fan of where she lived before, and then we were there for something else, and then she wanted to come home with us, and now she's a member of family. We do have 4 dogs, 5 horses, if you're wondering about animals, and then the kids have a bunch of bunnies and things. Life on a farm. It's fun. A lot. But yeah, I think we sort of gone around most things in here. And I see there will be like a new car real video. Like I said, there will be a update pretty soon on the XJ Coupe here, the fern gray one. I think that will be the front suspension together. I'm waiting on a couple of things. Um, and then, yeah, the diff for the area. We'll see what happens. I mean, there's plenty of other things to do. The interior floors I want to paint. The plugs are right for the holes, so that's really good. So they can go in and then I can paint over them. And they'll be perfectly weatherproof. And then the big job that I am dreading a little bit, um, but is the vinyl roof. It's going back on, a new one. I have a spare one actually, so if I ruin it, that's good. Um, but I haven't done one. I've done countless headliners and other things, so in my mind, it shouldn't be too difficult. I'm gonna have a helper, and we'll do it together. And we've picked up the right glue for it, which is a glue that doesn't set right away. So you have about 30 or 40 minutes to stretch and reposition things and get creases and wrinkles out. So hopefully that should be fine. And once the vinyl roof is on, then windows can go in, the headliner. I mean, that's a lot. It's just one of those big jobs that I'm dreading a little bit, putting that vinyl roof on. But I think it will really make the car. Yeah, John, I have looked at, there are almost no trimmers that want to do vinyl roofs here. That's the problem. Otherwise, I would have a trimmer, just do it. But I'm having someone help me out who has done a vinyl roof about 10 years ago, and it looks really good. So I think we're going to do that because no one wants to. That's the problem with a little bit of the car culture here sometimes in Sweden. You guys, especially over in the States, are quite spoiled with ones, a lot of parts stores and things, and um, yeah, other things. And it's just, population density. It's not that big here. It's not that dense, which means all those sort of niche occupations like trimmers and things, we don't have that many, and not all of them really want to do everything. Still talking to one, trying to convince him to do it, and I really hope that he wants to. But yeah, see, we've been going for about 38 minutes here. I think next 2 minutes we'll wrap it up and call it good for this live stream. And then we can try some more in the near future. We won't have it go 2 years between, but maybe, I don't know. I'll do a little post for you guys and we'll talk about what you liked. And then maybe we can do one in 2 weeks or something, and we'll have some more fun things to show. Where I get spare parts from. Well, we have a local Jag supplier here in Sweden, and I I order in bulk a lot of parts when they order, so I get really good prices from them. So that's very nice. Um, Other than that, if I need to order outside them, it's a lot of S&G, Barrett, of course, a lot of David Manners for body panels and things. So really big mixture of things. I'm not a really big person of buying things on eBay, things like that. I have a friend who bought everything for his Series 1 off eBay first and ended up buying it again properly because uh, you have that expression, cheap and cheerful, bushes and things like that, which just don't last and tear when you put them in. And when it comes to those things which are pain to replace or anything, I always use OEM products, and especially on customer cars and everything, just because they're paying for my time. I want it to fit well and to last. Um, no worries, John. You can comment a lot. That's fine. Yeah, skilled workers is something we're losing, and also where I live here, we don't have that many people working on Jags. There are sort of two major shops, which in the sort of province that I live in, that do work on classic Jags, and one just Jags and one on all British makes, and then there's me. and that's really it. So uh, all of us are really busy, and we all have a queue, and a lot of people that call. Unfortunately, we have to say, yeah, thanks, but no, sorry, we can't at this moment. We're completely booked. So that is, yeah, those sorry, comment here. Norman Motors and Jack Shop and Long. Yeah, they're both good suppliers. It's just I try to, uh, because this big Jag shop here, because they have such big orders, and we have, once you guys left the EU, it's been quite a hassle for us getting things over here. It's a lot more expensive as well, but because they make such large purchases, such large orders, it becomes cheaper for me in the long run just to buy from that, and not having to pay, because otherwise the tax is the same, the import duties. However, there is an administration fee every single time something goes through duties, and that can be like equivalent to $50 on every single item, package wise. So that's why it's nice to order in bulk, because then you save a little bit of money. Hi, Stephanos. Yes, good evening. But it is difficult with part suppliers. And then there's certain suppliers I use just for some things. Like I find Limora to be terribly expensive for their parts. However, they're one of the only ones that stock good AC evaporators. So you got to order them from there. What kind of petrol and advice to use? Well, I mean, it depends what you're talking sort of car. Um, of course, if you have a high compression engine and everything's set up correctly, you should use, well, at least what I'm talking about, European petrol standards. Yeah, Lamora is SC parts. Sorry about the question. Yes, but petrol standards here, so the octane ratings here, they're not the same you guys have in the US, so don't freak out. But use 98 or higher if you can, especially most of Europe, that would be low ethanol, maybe 5% or even less. We have a gas station here, which in their 98, it's just 2% ethanol, so that's really nice. XJ6 Series 1, yeah, 98, high octane. Just run it. You don't want that engine pinging. Especially if it's in a rebuilt and the head's been shimmed, you will have high compression. In a pinch, I sometimes have to fill up my daily with lower octane fuel just because I forget, and not every single fuel station has it, and I would rather not run out of fuel. And then when I do, I drive it a little more gently. I don't push it up hills, and then as soon as I can, I fill up with 98 because I do feel a difference. It will. Sorry, I'm seeing connection issues here. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, just saying that we're gonna wrap it up here, and after the live show, I think it takes like an hour or so, and the whole stream will be up on the channel. You guys can check it out if you missed anything and watch it. And we'll see. I might keep it up or I might take it down. We'll see about that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a nice evening or morning or day, wherever you guys are. Bye for now.